Hello, I'm Jaquetta P. Stevenson, and I am doing this as a part of my team leadership course. And I decided to facilitate a group on February the 15th from 6:30 to 8:30 at a local Chinese restaurant in one of the private rooms. I wanted a closed setting for the young ladies or the members of this group, which included six ladies that were not strangers to me. We actually share a common characteristic of being independent consultants for a multi-level business or multi-level jewelry company. And the purpose of this meeting was to allow these members to engage more with each other. We do discuss and talk about business on a private group and social media, but I wanted them to get to know each other better and to provide an interaction for each one of them during this meeting. We dialogue often in this group, but a lot of those times I'm initiating the conversation because I personally sponsor each one of these ladies. And I also know a lot of their personal characteristics and that they share a lot of things in common and didn't even know it. So this group went through different processes in just this one meeting. Even though it was only for 2 hours, I feel like it was very productive. So in the beginning, as we started with the pre-group, the young ladies came in and sat down and they were talking to the ones that they knew. Like one or two of them may have worked together or their kids played football together or interacted together in academics, but all of them didn't quite know each other that well. There were six African American ladies there. They ranged from the ages of the mid 30s to late 40s, and each one of them sold jewelry, but they had different role sets as well that they shared in common: wife, mother, friend, sister, girlfriend. Um, they seemed to be really engaged in this group. So as we started, I started in the initial stage as having them to do a comment round. And in the comment round, as we went around the room, the instructions of this comment round was for them to state their names and how long they had been with the organization. And as I continued to go around the room and have eye contact with each individual, the member to my left, not only told her name and how long she had been in the business, but she began to talk about other things, as if saying she really loved selling jewelry, but she didn't have any business partners that she had personally sponsored, which opened up the room to start saying, yeah, I feel the same way. So it kind of changed the tone. But as the facilitator and being the only facilitator there, I kind of cut her off and said, I see that that's a concern to you, and as this group goes on, we'll address that, and I'll show you and talk to you key ways of building your confidence and to allowing you to help you to recruit team members. So I kind of had to drive it back to me so that that wouldn't change the setting of the group. As the circle continued around the room, I kind of got re-engaged with the group. Um, I explained to them that after this session they would gain confidence, uh, better self-esteem. But some of the things that I've done during this group and as a leader was I maintain eye contact with them. I ensure to listen to the one that was speaking. I offer empathetic listening. And so as we transition from the initial stage to the transition stage, they began to talk about different things and the level of comfort with each other increased. They talked about how they had barriers to their business because this meeting wasn't just about jewelry. As it is a big part of our lives, it also helps to build our self-esteem. And so they talked about how they had unsupportive husbands and they had busy schedules with their children, but they also learned innovative ways to help and to build each other up. So it continued to go on. We actually stopped in the process of like the working stage. We still have a lot of things to discuss. So us ladies have decided that we wanted to do this again, that we do want to meet once a month, but this was the start of something great. Um, I think that an assessment of myself was I provided them with so many tools and so many exercises. I allowed them to do a SWOT of themselves to let them see the characteristics about themselves that made them unique as people and why they were doing the things they were doing in this jewelry business and how we are going to make such a change and an impact on people's lives. I I feel like the part of the person with the talker that I lost control. That was one of the things that I always had a problem with in leadership, even when I was a manager. I seem to have allowed people to kind of take the control before time because the purpose of a leader is to allow the group to become more engaged with each other, that they are just there to be a facilitator, not more so the main speaker. But not in the beginning. You have to build that level of trust and that level of understanding with people. So I feel like that's one of the things that I really need to work on, is making sure I maintain the focus of the group. Because in one part of that exercise, that same talker, in one part of that group, that same talker began to have a conversation, a sidebar conversation with another member who had a question. But instead of asking as the leader so that everyone in the group could hear it, they had a sidebar conversation which distracted the other members listening to me as the leader, as I gave them another exercise to do and was answering their questions. So as these two were dialoguing, it caused a distraction. Now these young ladies ended up not having the answer to the question and still had to revert back to the group for the answer. And that caused a distraction. So I need to work on innovative ways to deal with that. I think one of my biggest takeaways was that it's really beneficial to have groups, that it provides unity, good communication, productivity, and even help people that are broken. I think that each one of those ladies were facing obstacles, and when we left there, our spirits were high, and we were so ready to conquer the world. One of the things that I know is that I have to learn to maintain control in the group. But as a leader, I must be aware of what the Bible says and what God desires for us to be as leaders and as servants. I want to learn to lead well, because Proverbs 11:14 says, where there is no guidance, then people fall, but in abundance of counselors, there is victory. So I feel that leadership is integrated in everything that we do and everything that we face every day. Quality leadership looks for and empowers our leaders, and I want to ensure to follow God's lead. Then I know that I will not fail, and I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with a loving eye. Psalms 32:8. So I feel like this exercise has really prepared me to be better as a leader, even though I need to do more work. But I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to do this, and I can't wait to facilitate more.